Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Gary. Hey, Russell. The Michigan fisherman, Brian Pichet, with a giant hog today of a smallmouth bass. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in. I know there's some other folks probably going to dial in. We'll jump into the tournament results here in about 5 or 7 minutes. Brian, I was just looking at your video. I sent you your note, but my goodness, you keep catching smallmouth like that. Hey, you're going to win the smallmouth tournament if you keep catching smallmouth like that. And B, man, what a nice smallie. What a nice smallie. Hey, Russell, I hope you're getting out. I haven't had a chance to catch up on your channel the last week or so, but I did see that you caught your first bass on topwater, and I'm going to try to get them on some topwater this weekend. Should be good. Brian, you're wasting all your smallie catches. Hey, I wouldn't say you're wasting them. Not wasting them at all. Soren says he's winning the smallie tournament. And Soren, you turned into bass today too, if I remember correctly. No, you didn't. But I did have another one turned in, unless I didn't see it. I am kind of excited about that smallmouth. I'm excited about all the tournaments, but the smallmouth tournament this will be our first one. And I'm just Mike Pendleton from Big Bait Posse, man. He can tear them up. You caught an 8-pound, 12-ounce snakehead today, Russell. Hey, Kurt, thanks for dropping in. That's a big snakehead. I hooked a monster snakehead. I guess it was Sunday night last week, and broke me off. That thing was half as long as my rod, and it was in Able Lake. But man, 8-pounder. That's got to be a 3.5 foot long smallie, or a 3.5 foot long snakehead, Russell. That's a big one. Kurt, I think I just seen an email. Didn't I just answer an email from you? I think so. Yeah. So give everybody a little bit of time in here. Russell, where'd you catch that snakehead at? Did you catch it on the river? Or did you catch it in the lake? It's about to be filleted. That's why I want to land a snakehead, man. Everybody tells me there are just such great eating fish, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do with mine. Put him in the cooler, and I'm bringing him home, and I'm gonna eat him or eat it. And you caught him. What did you catch him on, a frog, Russell, or did you catch him on a papa or something? Smallwood State Park. Okay. I just picture your white and red frog with the spinner on the back of it. Is that what you caught him on? Oh, that's right, Kurt. That's what we're talking about, the butt board. Yeah. Topwater frog. There you go. Man, that topwater frog, Gary from Gary's Fish Tales will tell you that's a killer. You got to have your topwater frog down in Florida. You got to have your topwater frog in Virginia to catch giant snakehead. I see a lot of guys catch snakeheads up here on them. So I have a little bit of delay, guys, from when you type in the Skype into the messaging versus it's like 10 seconds. I don't know why, but I have a little bit of a delay. We don't have much, by the way, we don't have much moving on the West. We do have a new leader on the West tournament. And today's the first day of the Northern Big Bass. And I was expecting not to see anything until this weekend, but we already got people turning stuff in the North. And it won't shock me that a bass bigger than what we caught in the Southern tournament will win in the Northern tournament. So I think 23.5 is the biggest bass in the Southern tournament. It wouldn't surprise me when we see a 23.75 in the North, or 24. I was just reading, by the way. O.H. Ivy is the lake. Hey, Ted, good to see you, buddy. O.H. Ivy is a lake they're catching giants in Texas. It's next to San Angelo, Texas. And I actually caught my big bass, 10 pounds, 4 ounces, in San Angelo in Lake Nosworthy. And O.H. Ivy is like 12 miles away from that. And that was years ago. It's 2003 or 2004. But that bass was 27.95, almost a 28-inch bass, an 18-pounder. Yes, I am live on Facebook also, Kurt. You can see me on Facebook or on YouTube. So 22 is not out of the question. Ted, we already got a big one already for the north. I'll get to it in just a second and kind of give it a minute or two for a few more folks to jump in for a throw up the spreadsheet. By the way, Ted, I love those. I forgot what you called them, but the Cinco type bait you made with the core shot, with the black tip tail, the shad color. That was freaking awesome. I actually, and I haven't released this video because I'm doing some coordination on the video, but that color of the color that you made tonight and that shad color is what I caught, I think, almost all of my fish on in a lake, in a tournament down in on Lake Seminole with Gary. It's a white silver shad color. There you go. Ted's on Facebook. So yeah, you can get me on Facebook for looks like we got 11 folks in here. Hit the old thumbs up, folks, if you could. Help the old algorithm machine. So let me go ahead. I don't see anyone in here from the West tournament right now. So I'm going to throw up the North. Ted goes, now I'm back on YouTube. I'm going to throw up the North because I got some fish in today. Let's see. Let me do the old share screen. Let me get the spreadsheet up. And window, bam. You guys should be able to see that. So we got two fish turned in today on the North. Brian, the Michigan fisherman, turned in a 20.25 smallmouth. I mean, just a tank of a smallmouth. And then we had a 15-incher turned in by Othean. So we already got two fish turned in from the North. And today was the first day of the tournament. I'm going to stop the share here real quick. So you can, Soren, you can call. So this is a big bass tournament. You can turn as many bass as you want to. Hey, Mike, thanks for stopping in. You can turn as many fish as you want. Because this tournament is just for big bass. The 5 bass draw format, that tournament starts 1 July. I've been getting a lot of questions about when that starts. And my plan is everybody that fished in the Southern, the Northern, the Western, I'm just going to automatically register everybody. And I'll be doing some advertisement for the 5 bass draw and just send everybody a participant code. If you don't want to fish, that's fine. Just delete the email, right? Ted's like, oh crap, 20.25, I lost already. Ted, I know better than that. You can catch something nicer than that. You can catch bigger than that. But I will tell you, Brian is wrecking them up on Lake St. Clair. And you know that again, the smallmouth tournament starts right after the 5 bass draw. It's in August. Mid to late August is when that starts. So that's really a good time for smallmouth, I think, to come out for a good timing for that smallmouth tournament. And then we're going to have the fall tournament after that. So yeah, good catch, Brian. I mean, I've been watching you for weeks catch them up there. Doesn't surprise me a bit. So just for, let me go ahead and throw up the West results right now. I did get a video. Hey, Lydia, thanks for stopping by. I did get a video of a bass from one of our fishermen. And you, Brian Randall, that's the guy I'm talking about. Brian, I got a video from you of about a 4 or 5 pound bass that you caught. I don't know how much it weighed. You had a video and you said, look at this hog. It's a great fish. But you didn't send me the measurement or a picture of him being measured or the weight. Or you might have sent the weight, but not the measurement. We're a measurement first tournament. So if you got that video of you getting it measured, I need that. I need that to qualify that fish. So Brian, I've got you down. Since you're on here, I'm going to throw this up. Share my screen. Do the present. Share screen. No. Let's hope to go back to that. Boom. Share. Let me hit the old West. So right now, I forgot his name, but Brian, I have you in at 16 inches. And then we have another guy at M. Shanedigger. I think his name's Mike. I don't know why his name's not up there. He's at 17.5 right now in the lead. And I know, Brian, that bass you sent me that you didn't send me a measurement of was probably bigger than 17.5 inches. OTH for the win. Hey, John, thanks for jumping in. I don't know if you just looked up there. Ted's like, holy crap, I'm already behind 20.25. I got a 20.25 already in the north today. Yeah, Brian. Okay, good, Ted. Yeah. Brian, make sure you weigh them because we did have a tie on the Southern Big Bass, and the weight decided second and third place. Actually, we had 2 ties. We had 2 ties on the Southern Big Bass, and the weight was the deciding factor. That's right, Mike. From Reslice that the weight is the tiebreaker. John, I'm gonna outlaw the wino pop. It's not a proven legal lure at this point. It's a prototype. We don't allow prototypes. I'm just kidding. You send that up to me if you want. Kurt, if you get a 23, you're probably going to be you're going to be in the money probably. Hey, if you guys haven't seen Small Water Charters last episode, and Ted put on a challenge to build your own fishing lure out of household items, and John made what he's calling the wino pop out of wine corks. It looks like a somewhat of a popar, a segmented popar with feathers on the tail, and he got some nice fish on it. Got some nice ones. Oh, John, I believe he is proven. Yeah, 23 is a good fish. 23 is going to be in that 6 to 7 pounds. I think I caught a 23.5 few weeks ago, but I guess about a month ago, and it was 888, 8 pounds and 8.5 pounds. So the feathers came from Lindia's birds. Just give John the prize now. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's hard to beat it when you take it out there and you're tearing them up. Let me share the link, by the way. I hadn't done that. If anyone wants to jump up, please do so. It's hard to argue the effectiveness of a lure of a prototype when you're slinging big bass in the boat left and right, which John was doing. Lindia's got one too? I'm curious. What is this lure, Lindia? Are you gonna keep us in suspense, or are you gonna wait until the video gets done? Hank, thanks for dropping in, by the way. Make sure I got everybody. It's a surprise. Okay, that's fair. Hey, can't argue the surprise part of that. Test is tomorrow. If you don't know, guys, if you, I think everybody on here should know that Lindia is the reigning two-time Big Bass champion at Shane Flint Outdoors. I can't wait. Sorry about that, guys. So can you share? Is it a top water or is it a swim? Can you share what kind of type of lure it is? Oh, it's something. If you don't want to share, Lindy, that's fine. That's fine. So, Brian Randall, did you? I hope that you're still on here and got my message. I need that fish measurement, that big one you caught, buddy. You broke your bump board. Brian, you better get your new bump board. I can't count that fish without it on a bump board. No secrets told here. All right. So next, we got 2 tournaments going on at the same time. And I started this at 9:30. You're going to Three Forks in the morning. Okay. Not going to try it out at Donkey Land where you know where all the secret spots are, or the good spots are. That tells me Lindy's got a good lure picked out. I started this at 9:30 because it's really a west update, but we had the north tournament that started today as well. I think I'm going to start this. I'm sure I would, Lindy. I'd love Three Forks. Reigning two-time champion and captain. Yes, that is correct. I think I want to start this a little bit earlier next week. Maybe 8:30 Eastern versus 9:30. Any thoughts on that? Orrington, I have got you. Hey, thanks for your fish today. I think, yes, I got you recorded. Yes, I got you recorded for your fish today. Nice catch. What happens if you get a 20-inch? Kurt is asking, what if you get a 20-inch that outweighs a 22? Kurt, pretty simple. We are length first. The length counts first. 22 inches wins. Length first turn. And we've had a couple. We've had a couple like that. I've had some. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Man, he caught some nice bass in Missouri. He caught like a 7.7. It was only 21. 7.8. He caught his PB. I think it was 7.8. And it was only 21 and a half, and it didn't come into money. It's all about the length for the tournament right now. Caught that on top water frog. That's right, Russell. It's a game of inches, just like football. I'm just looking at my spreadsheet real quick. You're in Indiana, and you caught that on a top water frog in Indiana. It's in the. Aren't you guys? Sorry, guys. Keeps bumping out. Not usual. Are you guys post spawn in Indiana now? Or are you? I would guess they're coming. Should be either on the beds or getting off the beds. John says a guy at Dunkland caught a 10-pounder that had no tail fin. Oh yeah, that would suck for the tournament. Absolutely, it would suck. Yeah, don't catch that one. That's the one you don't want. I'm just curious for the Indiana fishermen, Mike and their guys. Are they on the beds, or are you post spawn? Are you in the middle of spawn there in Indiana? I know the weather's been crazy. We're definitely deep post spawn here now. Fishing with Jacob. I'm from home. Can I do the smallmouth? Yes, you can. fishing to Jacob. Make sure you send me an email. If you're in the big bass tournament from the north, I'm going to automatically just enter everybody into the 5 bass because everybody keeps telling me they want to fish that as well. But the smallmouth one, I need to know if you want to fish the smallmouth. Yeah, Ted, good point. I mean, the smallies should be at least bedding still in PA, Ohio, the Indiana area. The sun sets in Illinois at 8 p.m. right now. It's same here in Virginia, somewhere around there, 8:15. It's here in Virginia. I think the topwater bite is going to be really picking up. Really picking up real soon. When the screen fizzes, then starts again. It looks like max headroom. Oh, thanks, Russell. Sorry about that. I usually have really good internet, and the last 2 nights has done that. Spawn in central up north in Indiana. Okay. All right. So, Mike, I'm going to guess you and Reese are going to get out there pretty hot and heavy then over the this weekend and the next week. That's a good time to catch a big one. So, Ted, the 20th of June is when the big bass, or I'm sorry, the 11th of June is when this tournament, the North tournament, ends. So you got plenty of time on the North. I'm guessing you're saying the 20th of May. Hey, John, we'll see you. You got to rest out fish, Lindy. For those that don't follow John and Lindy at Small Water Trotters, it is always a tournament when they're on the boat together. And I do got to give them a plug. If you do fish bruiser baits, definitely use SW20, Small Waters 20, SW20 at checkout with bruiser baits at Bass Addiction to get 20% off. Speaking of that, I'm promoting bruiser baits when I have a sponsor that I'm supposed to be promoting, and that's Omnia Fishing, folks. And you can see at the bottom there of the text scrolling by, get 15% off of all your tackle purchase, which I did learn 2 things that I need to let you guys know. That doesn't count for Shimano reels or St. Croix rods. And if you use a gift certificate, they won't honor that code. But everything else, you get 15% off at checkout at Omnia Fishing when you use the discount code SFO2023. SWC20. Thank you. For me, SFO2023 at Omnia Fishing will get you 15% off. If you're interested in bruiser baits, which are good baits, I like them. And I watched Lindy and John catch them when I was down there fishing with them on the bruiser baits. SWC20 is the code. Mike, you're going out tomorrow. Good luck. I am going to hit it hard Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, I'm not fishing in the tournament, but I got to get out. I don't want to complain about being a YouTuber. I got so much content I need to get out. I probably should be home making videos. Hey, Lindia, what reel did you get from Omnia? I know you mentioned it the other night, but I forgot what it was. Because you guys go through some spinning reels. You and John definitely go through some spinning reels. I'm just curious what you bought and how's it working? Okay, Ted, you're saying the 20th is going to be the end of the time for smallies for spawning. Okay, I got you. Soren says, got plenty of time in the North. Tell that to school and files. Hey, buddy, been there, done that, man. Good luck on. You got to find time for getting work done, getting school done, and getting fishing done, right? And then when you get my age, you can just worry about work and fish and grandkids because I got 5 of those. Kurt, Carlisle Lake. Where about is Carlisle Lake? Curious about that. New comments here. Shimano Vanford. It's a great reel. Okay. Hey, Jordan. Thanks for stopping in. So real quick, folks, I'll throw up the spreadsheets for both the West and the North because we got both tournaments going to give you a little bit of an update. Some new folks came in. Let's see. Hit the old share screen. Here is where we at on the North. We had 2 fish turned in today. A smallie, I mean a stud of a smallmouth bass. And then Othean Pullum from Indiana turned in a 15-incher that he caught on a topwater frog. And then in the West, this is inverted, but Mike Shandinger is in first at 17.5, and then Brian Reynolds in second at 16. Those are the only 2 bass we have turned in on the West. So if you're fishing the West tournament, it's still wide open. And we got a couple more weeks left on that tournament. Gary says, I have 2 1994 Shimano Bantam Corrados Green, which both still work. Oh yeah, Brian, me and Gary talk about those 2 reels, and no kidding. Gary, if I remember correctly, we bought those when we got your new boat in 1994. The North started today, Jordan. Yeah, today is the first day of the North tournament. Goes from, it is the biggest fish only on this tournament. Hey, Linda, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Ted, yeah, it's big fish only on this tournament. The 5 bass draw format starts 1 July, and then the smallmouth tournament is right after that. One big whopper. That's all you need. That's all you need. And I tell if you read the instructions that I send out, it's pretty long, I know, but I just want to make sure I cover everything. I recommend if you catch one that you think is pretty nice, turn it in. Last year, we had some folks that held off and then were late getting in entries. I can't count after the date. And one could have been in the money. One could have been in the money last year, and they just failed to turn it in on time. So it does not bother me on these big bass tournaments. If you turn in 20 bass, that's fine. I'll look at all of them. I'm only going to keep your biggest, right? So if you catch a bigger one, just keep on turning them in. It works out that way. Kurt, you're halfway away from Scott Air Force Base. Okay. I know where you're at. No, the hand does not have to be off the fish, Brian. The hand does not have to be off the fish. Kurt, I'm very familiar with Scott Air Force Base. My last job as command chief, I had a group of airmen at Scott Air Force Base. I went there often. Long as Brian, long as if you're trying to, especially if you're a kayaker like you, Brian, if you're holding a fish to get a picture, I get it. I'm not going to be an ass about that. I mean, you got to do your best for them not to flop off, but just, try to get a good picture of the link like the one you sent today. It was hard, taking your word for it, but just try to get a good picture of the link if you can. This is a fun tournament, right? I mean, we're having a tournament, and we're throwing out $400 worth of prizes. I'm not going to be Mr. Stickler on you had too many fingers on the fish or anything like that. Try to make it fun. Hey, thanks, Ted. I appreciate it. I really do, Ted. Appreciate it. And It's fun doing these tournaments. And by the way, Ted, I'm sitting here shouting out some other channels. Ted at Off the Hook. I mean, tonight he was making his own custom stick baits, which were awesome. And he sells his products. Ted, if you could throw up I don't have it. If you could throw up your website before you take off, where you can pick up some of your plastic that you make. You make some awesome plastics. Yes, Jordan, you better get a bump board. That's the one thing that I'm not, I cannot be lenient on is the bump board. That's what we use as our measurement instrument for this tournament. And if you need, you can get them on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart. The one thing I will tell you to do is make sure you have one that's at least 2 foot. And actually, I had one bass. Sorry, guys. Last year, I had one bass turned in over 24 inches. But I tell you, make sure you have a 24-inch buckboard minimum. Ted, if you run it through the ringer, I will be able to figure that one out. The only thing I do for advertising these tournaments is on Facebook. And I had a guy that told me, your tournaments are never going to work because all fishermen are liars. And I said, I agree. But it's hard to smash a fish. And now Ted just came up with running it through the old ringer. Brian, I think your bump board's fine. Just make sure I can see the numbers. I know there's a brand of bump board. If you look, it floats for kayakers, and it's really built for kayak tournaments, so you can really see the numbers really good. So if you're going to spend a few dollars on it, look for that one. And I don't know the name. of it. Hey, Scott Pace, thanks for jumping in. You're not late. You can jump in and out anytime. So, yeah, Brian, if I think about it, Brian, I'll look up tonight and send you an email with the link on that bump board. So, hey, Ted, before you jump out, please throw up where we can get some of your baits. I guess I can look as well. Is it Off the Hook Outdoors US, Ted? Yeah, that's a good point, Ted. The yellow with the black lines is a good one. They make a green. I've seen a couple of folks last year had a green, like a chartreuse green one with big black letters that really would. Hog trough. There you go. Hog trough. Thanks, Gary. That's a good one. Okay, thanks, Ted. The hog trough. Hagen's hog trough. And, if you're on here and you're like, I need to get a bump board, if you have one, just do your best. And you don't have to go buy a new one. I don't want everybody to go be out there doing that. If you've got one that you can't read the numbers, it'd probably be a good idea to get another one if you can afford it. So 31 inches, that would be the world record bass. You'll be here in Lake St. Clair tomorrow. Good luck fishing tomorrow, Brian. We're fixing to jump out of here. I think next week I am going to start this a little bit earlier to get a bigger audience. We had a total of 15 in here, 15 or 16 at one time. I think I'm going to start at 8:30 where we can get the west and the north. And I will be working on my internet connection. All right, folks, have a good night. Appreciate you all. We got 2 tournaments kicking off at the same time. If you're out there fishing, good luck to you all. and we'll have another Wednesday night update. We'll do it next weekend at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So, hey, if you have any questions or anything comes up, please shoot me an email. You know, all know how to get a hold of me, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. So, good luck fishing, folks. We will see you next week.